What up, Bomb First Family? How you guys all doing today? Hope y'all having a good week, it's Super Bowl week. So, man, hope all of y'all got y'all picks in. And I don't know. I got to talk to John to see which one of y'all send in the Rams or New England. Y'all forgot about that. I didn't forget about it, but I bet none of y'all emailed him. So I had a nice T-shirt for y'all. But anyway, um, so what we doing now is we're gonna do a little series. We're gonna do first. We're gonna start off with Psycho Mike. He was the cellmate of this crackpot Wayman Anderson. They both were in the same. Well, I don't know if they was in the same cell, but they was in the same snitch dorm. It's called the K-12 in L.A. County Jail System module. And they both were in the K-12 module. And so these were two guys that came out, still trying to do whatever they can do to get out of jail. And that they duped that lazy detective, Russell Poole, and his people. And, he's the one been pushing their theories. So I'm about to explain to you how this name, Amir Muhammad, and all of that came up and why, they never showed a picture of Amir Muhammad to the witnesses, because this is what they had and this is what they knew. It was this detective that had the snitch, that had these two snitches. His name was Detective Richard Valimar, something like that. I guess he's like Vlad. I'm wondering if it's Vlad, related to Vladimir. But and the cop that interviewed this was a few weeks after Biggie got killed. His name was Detective Ted Ball. But Russell Poole got this information, and this is where he ran with it, and when couldn't get a sidetrack from. And we're going to explain this whole thing. And this is so we got the tape interview of Michael, Psycho Mike. Then we're going to play the tape interview of Wayman Anderson. And then this is going to be done not in a few days. It's going to be done over a week period. Just to get y'all time to digest it. And then we're going to eventually play the tape interview of Mr. Gene Deal. So if y'all need to stick around, like I keep telling y'all, hit that subscribe button if y'all not subscribed, because y'all never know when y'all going to get these gems. And we had a little help with our boy Kenneth McLean. Thanks, Kenneth McLean. Shout out. So let me just so I can explain to some of you youngsters that haven't been around a while what y'all listening to and the importance of this particular interview. Okay, that y'all gonna be listening to. So Psycho Mike. This interview is done by Psycho Mike, and this interview is where the entire Amir theory originated from Russell Poole theory. Okay, you notice that Psycho Mike never says his last name. He always just said Amir Muhammad at all. He never said Muhammad at all. He just say Abraham or Ashmir or Amir. So y'all listen to that when y'all listen to that. Listen for that. Well, Russell Poole and R.J. Bond and Michael Carlin, what they didn't tell y'all is Psycho Mike got all his information wrong, and that the person he describes doesn't match up with Amir Muhammad at all. This poor man, they turned this man's life upside down. And the only reason that Russell Poole found his name, Amir Muhammad, is just because he visited fucking David Mack in jail. They were tracked. They were ran at, I think, Oregon or Arizona, one of those two. I think it was Oregon. They was on the same track team or friends or went to school together, college together. Y'all don't know. David Mack was a kind of a popular guy. Y'all don't know. It was an Olympic star. Most of you guys that's older know about FloJo. She was an Olympic track star. This was David Mack's girlfriend at one time, FloJo. But if y'all go research FloJo and see how much of an Olympic star and how fine she was, this is what. So anyway, so his friend Amir Muhammad, Harry Billups, came and visited him at jail. This is how, from this fool's statements, this is how the name This is how they came up with this poor man and turned this man upside down. This Amir Muhammad guy gets caught up in this bullshit. It's just because this fool is sitting in jail, says the name Amir or Abraham or Ashmir. Okay. There are some important things to pay attention to when you listen to this interview. Okay. Y'all notice how Psycho Mike isn't sure of the shooter's actual name. He calls him Abraham, Ashmir, or Amir, but corrects the detective every time he says the name Amir and reminds the detective that he's not sure of his actual name. He claims he knows Amir for 10 to 12 years. But then he describes him. Check this out, y'all. Someone who looks nothing like Amir Muhammad. Psycho Mike says Amir is 6'1" or 6'2" and weighs between 220 pounds and 230 pounds. When Russell Poole do his investigation and finds Amir Muhammad, guess what he was? 5'11", 180 pounds. All right. He also claimed that Amir was named Kiki or Kenny, which we all know his name. His name was Harry Dillips. But before he joined the Nation of Islam or the Fruit of Islam, some of y'all call him, and that he was affiliated with the Southside Compton Crips. Oh my God. Never lived in Compton in his life. But Mike claims this person worked as a bodyguard. He drove around Compton in a stretch white limousine, which I just don't know how crazy that is. Was involved in selling PCP with a guy named Slick from the LA Deuces. All right. Yeah, whatever. When he asked if he could identify a photo of Amir, if he was shown a lineup, he said yes. However, when he was shown a six-pack lineup, that means 6 pictures of guys that look similar, but, not so similar. He circled 3 different photos. 3 different photos, y'all. See, this is all the stuff y'all don't know and y'all don't hear about. If you have known a man for 10 to 12 years, how do you pick 3 photos out of 6? That literally 50%. He picked 50% of the people. So he either got 50% right or 50% wrong. I don't know, y'all. 50%. Okay. In addition to all of this information that doesn't add up, he have what we said about Biggie actual murder. This is what he said about it. Psycho Mike admits he was locked up when Biggie was killed. Okay, so y'all know he was in jail when Biggie was killed. And like I said, in the K-12 module with this other fool, Wayman Anderson, which we don't get into. But claims his information came from a jailhouse informant, Wayman Anderson. Or, well, maybe not, I don't know. But his cousin. And Rick James. Oh, my God, Rick James. Who was part of Stills' crew. Now, that's not true. We knew we had some dealings with Rick James. He's from Fruitown, Piru, but he didn't hang with y'all never heard him been mentioned as far as hanging around a whole hell of a lot. So y'all know that ain't true. But Rick James had already got dismissed way before this had even happened anyway, because he did some scandalous shit at the studio. So I think we stopped fucking. Matter of fact, Rick James wasn't even with us at when Tupac got killed. And that happened in '96, and we know Biggie got killed in March of 1997. But anyway, and shit was in jail, so I don't know who Rick James would have got that information from. But okay, regarding Biggie's murder, Psycho Mike is asked how it was done, and the shooter got away. Okay, he says his source told him that Biggie was shot 5 or 6 times. Listen, y'all. Listen real careful. With a machine gun. While riding in a truck that the shooter used something like a Tech 9 machine gun and ran away on foot. Okay. And ran away on foot. He said the shooter ran around the corner and hopped into what? A limo or a truck or something to get away. He never mentions anything about a black Impala, y'all, or dark color Impala. His sources told him that Suge had Biggie killed to retaliate for the Tupac murder. Okay. Not anything about me hiring David Mack or Rafael Perez, which, of course, Russell Poole and all of them want to put out, even Randall Sullivan and our other friends would like y'all to believe. But anyway, Psycho Mike didn't know where Biggie was killed or if the shooter acted alone. Just that he was killed while riding in a car after a party. He also claims that for sure that I was at the Peterson, this is crazy, the Peterson Museum that night that Biggie was killed. His cousin claimed that he saw me there. Okay, y'all. Has anyone at the party ever said that I was there? Anyone? You ever heard that from anybody? They also, Psycho Mike also said that the party was thrown by Death Row Records. Man, this guy. When asked if he was referring to me or my daddy, Reggie Sr., he said he thinks both of us was there, but at least one of us for sure. Oh my God! Don't you think if someone from Death Row or anyone had saw me there, that this would have been brought up? Only person that y'all ever heard that was supposedly from Death Row that was brought up was who? DJ Quick. Was the only person y'all ever heard. But anyway, not Psycho Mike. Okay. So basically, what we're saying is Psycho Mike was just repeating hearsay and jailhouse rumors. Harry Billups, who's AKA or true name or whatever, no disrespect to him and for changing his name, Amir Muhammad, was a real estate broker, y'all, who lived in San Diego area. He wasn't affiliated or a member of the Southside Compton Crips, y'all. He never worked as a bodyguard. He never sold PCP. And he never drove around in a white limo. Okay. He definitely wasn't someone who was 6 foot tall and weighed 230 pounds. 5'11" at the best on his driver's license. 180 pounds. Okay, y'all. This interview that was done and took place was by a detective by the name of Ted Ball, like I said, a couple of weeks after Biggie had got killed. And so it was not anything to do with Murder Rap or Greg Kading's and his task force unit. So I don't need to be hearing the Greg Kading's a lie and the Greg Kading's this. This was done by another unit that was mainly affiliated with Russell Poole. And once again, I just want to say, Psycho Mike later recanted, as they all do, and admitted he made the whole thing up, and it was nothing more than jailhouse hearsay. That's all the stuff y'all don't know. That's all the stuff y'all don't hear. The only person who publicly spoke up for his behalf, which is true, was his handler, Detective Richard Valamore. He said that he has been reliable in the past, and he believed him at the time, but since he recanted it, he don't know what to believe anymore. It's his position now. Okay, y'all. So this is what's up. Y'all listen to the audio for yourself. This is Psycho Mike. This is where the name Amir Muhammad and how this poor man's life got turned upside down and has got brought up into this bullshit that you conspiracy people just like keep going. So y'all check out this audio. Tell us in the comment section what y'all think. Let's interact and stand by for Eugene Deal's tape conversations and for our boy Wayman Anderson tape conversations.
July 10, 1997, the time is approximately 14:10 hours. This was a tape recorded interview, tape recorded under tape number 175605, conducted at North County Correctional Facility, Los Angeles County Correctional Facility in Cascade. My name is Detective Ted Ball, B-A-L-L. My number is 17549 from Robbery Homicide Division. This is a tape recorded interview with Michael Robinson. Is it R-O-B-I-N-S-O-N, Michael?
Yes.
And your date of birth?
11/24/57.
11/24/57. Your booking number?
591.
Excuse me, could it be 15109?
Yes, that's
019?
019.
Okay, and that's what's on your wrist?
Yeah.
Okay, also in attendance at this interview is a LASO Sergeant, excuse me, Richard Valdemar, whose number is 042415. Is that correct, Richard?
Yes.
Okay. Before we get started with the core of the interview, Michael, I want to discuss just a couple of things with you.
Yes.
This is not our first meeting. We have met on another occasion.
Yes.
It has been brought to our attention by an employee of the jail here by the name of Deputy Schultze, that you had information you wanted to discuss with Los Angeles Police Department detectives. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. This interview that we're going to conduct in no way will have anything to do with the charges that you are currently in custody for. Is that your understanding?
Yes.
Okay. And also, before we get started, Michael, I want to make it very clear that as before, when we talked before, has there been anybody since we last talked that has offered you any promises?
No.
Any deals?
No.
Offered you any money?
No.
In any way offered you or made any indication to you that there would be anything provided for you in exchange for the information you're about to give me today?
No. No.
Fine. So it's your understanding that you want to provide this information voluntarily,
Yes.
and nobody in any way is forcing you to do so?
Yes.
Okay. The information, again, that I understand that you want to discuss is basically two cases. It's going to be the killing of a man by the name of Christopher Wallace, who's also known as Mr. Big or Biggie or Notorious B.I.G.
Yes.
Okay, who has been murdered in the city of Los Angeles. The second case, we are going to receive information from you regarding the killing of a Los Angeles police officer quite some time ago. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. First of all, let's start with the Biggie case. Excuse me. Do you know when the notorious B.I.G. was killed?
A few months ago.
When he was killed, were you out of custody or in jail, or what was your status?
I was in custody.
And where were you housed?
911.
That's
West side. Yeah, west side.
that's the facility that we're in right now.
West side max.
I'm sorry, at
West side,
9/11?
the 911 west side max.
Mm-hmm.
COA.
Are you alone in that cell?
Yes.
So you were not present during the actual killing of Mr. Big?
No, sir.
Okay. Were you in a position ever, your information that you have, is that coming from somebody who was there?
Yeah, some people that was there, and people that's on death row roles label that I mess with.
All right, so you basically have a history. Where do you live on the outside? Compton area?
Compton, California.
Okay. And you have association with a number of people who are familiar with the Biggie case, is that right?
Yeah, I know Dr. Dre. I know Rick James. I know Stutterbox from News Park.
I'm sorry, Rick James?
Yes, News Park. News Park.
Looters.
Looters. So the information that you have is basically, again, from talking with other people who either were present or were not present.
Right.
Combination of both.
Well, some was present, some wasn't.
Okay.
James was present when Tupac got killed in Las Vegas.
Okay. Tell me what you know about the Biggie case.
The dude name is Abraham. I can't say his name. It's Arab name.
Okay, who's the dude? Who are you talking about?
His name. I told you his name yesterday. I can't. I don't read right, so.
Okay, so this is the man you're describing here.
Yes.
Is the killer.
Yes.
Okay. You know him as Abraham?
Abraham, or I told you the name yesterday. A name Arab name.
Okay, you told me yesterday the name of Amir.
Amir.
Amir?
Yeah. Ashmir or Amir. It's an Arab name.
Ashmir
Yeah.
or Amir.
Yeah.
Hey, do you know this man?
Yes.
Have you ever seen him?
Yes.
What's he described as?
About 6'1", maybe 6'2".
Male, black, white?
All black.
What color hair?
About my color hair cut low as mine.
Your hair is very short to the scalp.
Yeah. Well, it may not be that low, but it's cut down low.
Short cut black hair.
Yes.
You got brown eyes?
I can't really say. I don't remember the color of his eyes. I just could be brown, it could be dark black.
Okay.
I don't remember. I can't
You don't
remember the
recall?
color. No,
Okay.
I don't really pay that much attention to people.
About how tall is he?
About 6'1", 6'2".
How much does he weigh?
Still about 220, 230.
Is he fat?
No.
Is he bulked?
Nice proportion guy.
Not a weightlifter, bodybuilder, anything like that?
No. He's a bodyguard. He's a bodyguard.
Bodyguard. About how old is he?
I say about 29, 30.
Who does he work for? You say he's a bodyguard.
Well, he worked for a few people. I know he worked there for B.I.G from off
who-
the north.
Who's Bay Gardner?
Off the north, you know, B.I.G is Richard. Weezy's brother. You know that. Right.
Now, is he, excuse me, you mentioned to me before about his religion.
It's Fruit of Islam. It's a bunch of them. This like a lot of guys, it was power rule, and a lot of guys' purpose is they going to the Fruit of Islam.
So, at one point he was associated with either the
Southsiders.
Southsiders.
Yeah.
Do you have any gang affiliations yourself?
Yes.
Who did you hang with?
I ain't with Lantown Crips.
Say again.
Lantown Crips.
So Southside Crips.
Southside is right by Atlantic Drive. Atlantic Drive, Southside, all of them is in the same area.
Okay. So now he is a member of the Fruit of Islam.
Mm-hmm. And he was on 83rd Street too. I mean,
Do you know where he lives?
yeah, well, I don't know exactly where it is. I know the houses out there. He'd be over there off of Greenleaf and off of Johnson.
So he frequents 83rd Street
Yes.
in Compton?
Yes. It's a DEA agent. I gave a license plate number to one of the other guys was a Fruit of Islam of his van. So he might even have a picture of them guys. They was taking pictures of a lot of them guys over there.
Okay, so you've given a license number or something regarding this individual to another law enforcement,
John Cedars. Yeah.
to another law enforcement agent?
Yes.
Okay. While we're on that subject, before I forget, Michael, you provided information to other law enforcement agencies in the past, is that correct?
Yeah, I'm doing something right now.
Okay. Have you testified in those cases
Yes, once.
in the past?
Yes. Well, twice. I went to an enclosed camera hearing
Okay.
on Pokey White, and I testified in open trial in Long Beach for a Red Logan. on the murder trial.
So have you, in the past, have you received compensation for various parts of your information?
Well, what stuff
In
I
the
was
past?
on the streets. Yeah, I wasn't in custody or anything.
Stuff you're on the street,
Yes.
and you've supplied information in exchange for money?
They gave me money, yes.
Okay. Do you know what kind of car that this Ashmir drives?
White stretch limo. It's over there off behind Compton Airport right now. By the Atlanta, by Compton Airport and Granny's.
Parked near Compton.
Yeah, it's in the Grand. You know where old Granny's is? Off of Wilmington. If you come around, you know where the airport is.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you know where it's an old filling station right on this side.
Yeah.
And right there, how you pull in, it's a bunch of apartments right behind Birch or one of the schools right there. It's called the Grants, where we used to be, our pictures used to be at. Back there, it's a white limo back there.
Does Ashmir have any relatives that you're aware of? Does he have brothers or sisters?
Well, there's a lot of people that they go to pray at different temples. I mean, I didn't see him on off of Greenleaf behind Matheson or one of the streets like this. A bunch of people over this temple over there that a lot of them go to.
Okay.
Greenleaf and Matheson in Compton. You mentioned before Greenleaf and Johnson. Is that where houses that he
Yeah, well, they used to mess on a bunch of LA douches. A dude named Slick. They sell a gang of PCP. And this guy here runs around with Marvin Kinsey and Henry Kinsey.
Starbucks.
Yeah, Starbucks. I told him yesterday.
Okay. But you don't know the name of his brother,
No,
name of his father?
no, I don't. One of
Name
the
of
guys
those
I know, even with the DEA, they kept trying to get names. I don't know names. I mean,
Okay.
I know the people just slide into them. I know them because I grew up with them and stuff like that. And it's like I don't know their names. I mean,
How long would you say you have known this man?
about 5 years, 10 years, maybe longer, 12. I've been knowing him quite some time.
And you always knew his name here? Mm.
No, I know him as a Kenny, I think. I don't know if his real name is Kenny or not. I don't know, but I know he's Islam now. He's he's on road screens with a bunch of guys selling the papers. And that's the last time I seen the other guy.
It still sells bean pies there too?
Right there on road screen, right there by the little plaza, by Vito. Vito, you know this guy.
He sells the Muslim paper, Muhammad Speaks.
Well, I don't know what they is, but I know they be in the middle of the street selling the newspapers right there in that little plaza. When you turn
Rosecrans and what?
Rosecrans and Wilmington.
Do you know what they used to call him when he was a Southsider?
Might be Kenny or Kiki or something like that. I forgot it.
Kiki?
Kiki or something like that. But I know for a fact he used to run around with a dude named Dutchman from Atlantic Drive.
Friend of Dutchman from Atlantic Drive.
Yeah, it was right before Turtle got killed. I seen him and Dutchman together. Turtle from Santana.
Excuse me. Who did you get your information from, or how do you know this Ashmir was the person that killed Biggie?
I got family members out there. Like I really not put their names on tape. You know what I mean? Because I don't want them involved. And I got first cousins that still over there in Powerwood neighborhood, and they still deal with Rick James and certain people over there. All my cousins, I got family like my son being in and out of there. So I mean, I got to be very careful about what names still put on tape and that be brought back to their attention. I got a lot of first cousins over there.
Okay, so Ashmir has never come to you personally and said, "I'm the guy that killed Biggie."
No.
The person that told you that Ashmir is the person who killed Biggie You found that out through other people in the neighborhood, is that correct?
Call them on the phone, talk to different people, tell me this person just got shot, this just happened over here.
While you've been in custody?
Yes.
Okay. So you basically kept your ear to the ground, you've listened to these people as you talked to them through phone calls from the jail.
Right. And every time they told me something so far, I gave it to some other people, agency, and it ran and it came back good. I mean,
Okay.
and I'm not saying, one of the guys that the feds got, like I understand, you know, like Rick James, one of the guys, you know, that put a grind into me for us when Tupac got killed, that they was going to do something to Biggie.
Okay. So this goes back, this case you're telling me goes back to a guy by the name of Tupac Shakur?
Yes.
Do you know who killed him?
They said that Biggie had something to do with it. Then they said some Pyros killed him. I mean, so they said different things. I would go in now because I was doing something with the feds. I didn't want to just hang around in there. And they told me, don't hang out with nobody. Just go and do what I'm doing and get out of there because they didn't know who was trying to watch me, who was trying to pick on me. But I heard that Rick James told me that Suge had Tupac killed, you know, for insurance policy. I mean, I heard all kinds of different things from different people over there. That was on Rick James on Suge's record label. I heard shit from Dre. I mean, he was taking shit from Dre that it's Avalon Park will be at Avalon, all the Lantana boys, and we all go to Avalon Park. I heard different shit like that. Suge had him killed, you know, and then I heard the shit people saying it was a retaliation from Biggie Small having getting him shot 5 times, and he came through it, so he retained the death back. So I mean, so I've heard so many different things from different people.
How was Biggie killed?
I heard somebody just walked by and shot him in his truck 5 or 6 times through the door of the truck or something.
Okay, so you said your information is that Biggie was seated in a vehicle,
Yeah.
in a truck.
In the truck.
Was Biggie driving the truck?
No. He was passenger. There was 3 or 4 people there. And like I said, it's another thing. There's police officers that was there. Like I said, you know, I got to be careful because Reggie Wright and a lot of them other police out there is not right, sir. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And, they set motherfuckers up to get killed too. I mean, they ain't right. You know what I mean? And motherfuckers get that kind of information and kill my son, you know, or something. I mean, they got police incompetence, not right. You know what I'm saying? So.
When Biggie was killed, he was a passenger in his truck.
Yes.
How was he killed?
He shot, they went by shot by with a machine gun or something.
Shot?
Shot.
What caliber gun?
I heard a machine gun. Could have been a Uzi or a Tech 9, I don't know. But so he was shot in his gun, machine gun.
How did the guy get away? Did you ever hear anything about that?
He ran around the corner and got in a limo or a truck or something, drove off him.
Okay, do you know, think back, once you think back, Michael, if there's any specific car that anybody that you've talked to has told you that the guy got into? Or are you just thinking that it might be a limo because you know this Mir has a limo?
I'm thinking that it might be a limo because Zoo had a limo. But I know it was at I know this much they would say they was at an after party. It was some kind of party.
Okay. There was a after party somewhere.
Yeah, it was an after party or something. They got in the after party.
Okay. But you don't recall anybody saying what kind of vehicle that the suspect got into when he took off?
No, sir. No.
Okay.
And if I did, I don't remember what was all been said. Like I said, I hear different shit about what's going on in Compton. I hear different shit going on, and I be like, a lot of shit I call and tell him. He be so busy, he don't even write some of this shit down. If I tell him some everything I hear, he be like, I ain't got time to pass it on. So a lot of shit I hear, and I don't know how to read and write, so I have to try to remember everything was being said. Because I don't remember everything exactly because I don't read and write. Well, I'll write it down, and I would know. I just don't remember exactly everything to the T.
Do you have any information on what happened to this gun that was used to shoot Biggie?
No.
Do you have any idea, or have you heard how many shots were fired at him?
So I heard he was hit last.
You want to take a break for a moment?
Yes.
Okay, we're going to interrupt this. The time is approximately 14:32. Approximately 14:35 hours. Where we left off, Michael, was the fact that you were uncertain about the type of vehicle that the suspect used, if any, to get away.
Yes.
You know where this after party was?
Somewhere down up in Los Angeles, somewhere.
Okay. Let me ask you this: do you know where Biggie was killed?
No, I don't read, I don't read and all that type of stuff. No.
Okay.
But I do know that the people was out of the city council. They did it.
You mean it was done outside of the city?
Right. I mean, the people that actually gunmen come from the city of Compton, and
Okay.
they did it.
Was Ashmir alone when he did it?
I don't know if there was anybody in the car with him. I think then my cousin, they didn't really get into it. Written, they said Amir. I don't know if it's Ashmir or Amir. It might be Amir. I might be saying the name, or it might be Amir. You got to look up Arab names.
Mm-hmm.
And, this involved with the shooter. He's the shooter.
Okay. Now, do you have any understanding or information of why Biggie was killed?
I heard he was killed, some stuff that he did to Tupac. They shot at Tupac, and he survived it. And then, like I said, I talked to Rick James. Rick James saying that Suge had him killed. You know what I mean? So I mean, I heard this from two. I heard one story from one individual, and I heard a story from another individual. But I know for a fact Rick James was in Las Vegas when Tupac got killed.
Okay, so Rick James, you talked to him personally.
Well, yeah, I mean, I just did an indictment with him when the feds got him on indictment right now.
Okay, so when you talked to Rick James told you that Suge Knight had Biggie killed?
Yes.
Is Rick James in jail now?
Oh, I don't know. Last I heard, the feds had him. They indicted him, and they was gonna make him roll. And
Is Suge Knight in jail now?
yes, in jail. I heard he's supposed to be a CMC. I don't know if he's even there now.
If I showed you a photograph of this Ashmir, would you be able to identify him?
I'm about 11, 12 years. On the main house that the EBO, his name is Slick. Slick is president of LA Deuces. And it's on Johnson, off of Greenleaf. Or you get it from Alameda. And
I'm sorry, he's president of what?
LA Deuces Motorcycle Club. His name is Slick.
they sell a lot of PCP to different clubs.
Okay. Is there anything else that I'm forgetting about the Biggie case of information that you may have?
No, not that I can grab right off, no.
Well,
Is there anybody who you've talked to who has talked to Ashmir?
Yeah, I told you my cousins. I got cousins that deal with the guy, still sees the guy.
But your cousins are telling you that Ashmir,
He's the gunman.
yeah, but
I'm here.
Amir, okay, but are they telling you that they talked to him and he said that, or
Yeah.
is that the information coming from the
Well,
neighborhood?
one of my cousins, like I said too, he do the same thing. He's in killing people for money and dope. And he told me personally, I was on mom, he said, Amir killed them. Told me out of his own word. He said, man, Amir told me he killed dude.
Okay. So this was a contract hit of some sort when they killed Biggie.
Yes. Like I said, the two cousins I'm talking about, they both are Pyro, and they on their four record labels too. You know, like I said, I don't want to put their name in the air because then it's gonna lead back to my mother and her sisters. And I don't want to hear that bullshit.
Let me ask you this: how much money was paid? Do you know?
No.
Well, didn't Southside Crips have something against him anyway?
This Biggie.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think that they even bodyguarded him for that guy once. Cause a lot of them guys over his body do bodyguard work, you know, and East Coast was dissing West Coast. So the most thing I think was really about is, like I said, the dude got them two police got shot and Tupac shot in that car. And Rick James was saying is that they was gonna kill dude. That comes straight out of Rick James, and I was running with that dude every day. And matter of fact, the night before this shit happened, I took the DEA in there, and the FBI wanted to get in because they couldn't get in and have a door in. So I got in with the DEA. The DEA put the FBI in. You know, the next night they went raiding with the million hats and took a lot of shit out of Rick James' house and some dude house. I can't think they called him Little Man or Big or one of them right there. They took a bunch of guns and money out of the house. I think I told you about it. They got a bunch of dope money and guns that the FBI got. And they let like 7 or 8 of them go and got them under surveillance. And one of the dudes, I think that, John, I don't know what he's saying, but there's another guy they got under surveillance named Pooh that's involved with this old boy, you know. But I think the feds, they already know that. And they doing something with those guys. They let him run. And I don't know if the dude's gonna lead them to some bigger people that they trying to get this on their 4 records. They won't tell me nothing. They just told me, you know, you don't need to know what you did your part. I got them in. They won't tell me. They won't tell me no more. They said I done my part, and they owe me money now. Like, you know what I mean? I haven't even heard from the people. They won't tell me nothing about their case.
Who do you know that was present the night Biggie was killed?
Oh, Reggie Wright. For a fact. For a fact, I know he did.
Are you talking about Reggie Wright that was Compton PD Gaines, or are you talking about his son, Reggie Wright, who was a Compton PD officer?
More was kind of police officer. He ain't no police officer anymore, I think.
Okay.
And his son could have been there, because I heard both of them was there, you know what I mean? But I know for a fact, there's some security guard factory or security company there or something. And I know my cousin said for a fact that Dukes, my cousin was there, and he told me bits and pieces. And like I said,
Did your cousin see the shooting?
I don't know. I don't know. He didn't really get in there. He just told me he was there at this apple party, and they said it happened at the apple party. They heard gunfire, and people just start breaking away. You know, and my cousin's got the pen, so I mean, he's kind of leery about what he's saying, who he talks to, you know, when he talking on the phone, you know what I mean? I think you interviewed my cousin before. I mean, like I said, they do contract murder. They doing it for drugs and shit. And he definitely told me that out of his mouth. Reggie Wright was there. You know what I mean? For a fact. Like I said, I've been telling people.
Who else? Anybody else that you know
of? Preston, might be Preston or something like that. I don't think he said Preston.
Preston's another Compton police
Preston was
officer.
kind of police officer. He ain't right. He works with a dude named David Robinson, Itchy. You know, they taking dope all across the country. And like I said, I don't want my man going to them police right there. It's like my son's out there.
How about Stutterbox or any of those people?
Well, I almost Stutterbox could have been there. Stutterbox and Ice Cube. You know, because it was an entertainment party. It was an after party that Death Row gave a party. So they said there were a lot of different people here. You know what I mean? I don't go to that type of shit.
But do you know anybody for sure?
The pilot was there.
Possibly.
There was Reggie Wright, and like I said, Preston, and my cousin. He was there. And like I said, the only reason I don't want to give you his name is because it pulls me right in the middle of it. He's going to be like, I'll pick him in the middle of it.
of? Okay. All right.